Congratulations, Graeme, into the semi-finals. How do you look back on that game?
It was a big test for our young players. It's the biggest crowd that many of them have played in front of. I think we looked at the starting lineup as an average age of 19 and a half. The squad average of 18 and a half. So it's a big occasion for the guys, and I thought they handled it overall quite well. I thought we deserved to be in the lead at half time. They made it very difficult for us at 20 minutes or so in the second half, where we didn't really deal with what they were doing very well. But we possess players that have good quality and good ability in the final third, and that always gives you hope that you can create something. And I thought the two experienced players, George and John Flanagan, were great with their young players in terms of the way they prepped, the way they handled the occasion, the way they spoke to the young players during the entire game was fantastic for them to see, and we're pleased to be through.
Yeah. And you did create quite a lot in the first half, you touched on it there. What was the message at half time going in with that 1-0 lead?
We needed to be more clinical, we needed to have better structure, and we needed to actually speed up our combinations in the final third. We also looked at the areas we wanted to attack from. We felt as though we went too wide too often, and there were spaces in between that we could have played from. When we got into those spaces, we tended to come back rather than explode forward from there. And once we actually got a good opportunity straight away in the second half, Kieran Dixon goes through, running from that area. I thought we caused them problems, but they had to show different sides to their game today. As good as they were technically, they had a good mentality to be a little bit resilient when they're under a bit of pressure, when things weren't necessarily going their way. And I think historically we might not have shown that element of their game. So credit to them for doing that, and credit to them for getting through.
And Nathan Young-Coombs came off the bench and got the second goal, was that?
Peter Lovencrantz actually said to him at half time, there's a shot came back off the goalkeeper, where were you? And Nathan kind of looked a little bit guilty, so he made sure he got in there, as good centre forwards do. Spill a rebound, challenge the goalkeeper. Sometimes you don't get given them, sometimes they get called by the referee, but he got it, we're thankful for it. And it's a good instinct and it's a good habit to have for centre forwards, being in the right place at the right time.
And Nathan Patterson came off injured. How's he?
He's sore at the moment. We're going to get him assessed. Looks like a soft tissue injury on his heel. It's definitely his foot, so he's struggling at the moment. But we have capacity within the squad to accommodate a few injuries, not too many. But what we'll do with Nathan, we'll go and assess him. We'll get him the very, very best of care, and we'll make sure we get him back as soon as is safely possible, because we've got an excited group of players in there that are desperate to play in a semi-final, and they all want to stake their claim to play. We knew today was going to be difficult. We know Wrexham have had a busy schedule. They've played lots of games already this season. We didn't know what kind of team they would bring. It was a change from their main team, but we always tried to make the game about us. We always tried to make it about our tempo and how we play, and I thought for the majority the players managed to do that. Yeah.
And you touched on it a little bit, the occasion of the day. How good was it for the players to play at Ibrox?
It was brilliant. I've got to credit the noise, the atmosphere in the arena. It was good for the boys to have that noise. They had big smiles on their faces as they walked out, and Simply the Best is blaring, and the music's going, and the fans are chanting. It's brilliant. It is the next step. I keep on saying it and reiterating about these guys. We need to prepare these guys to play in front of 50,000. It's not just about being technically excellent or physically elite. It's about making sure you've got the whole package, and days like this are invaluable. We're really grateful that people come along. We're really grateful actually that so many turned up and put support for the teams. Our guys need it, and I think you can see the players in there that thrive in it. My last challenge to them before we came out was be a player that relishes this atmosphere, because you have to grow into a Rangers shirt. It's no good for you to walk onto a football pitch and freeze or shrink. You need to grow and love this atmosphere, love this occasion, and still be able to play. And I thought that they handled it, for very, very young people, I thought they handled it very well. And a special mention to Aaron Lyle. He's very, very young. You have to take care of him, make sure that physically it's appropriate for him as a challenge. But the brightness and positivity he showed when he came off the bench was really refreshing. And we want to give our young players more occasions at the right time to make sure they get their development right.
And into the semi-finals now, when we spoke to you at the very start, the challenge was to get through the first round. You must be delighted with how they've done.
Well, considering we'd not won a game until this season, to manage to get through to the semis is fantastic for the group. I have to say, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching them and seeing them grow. And we're on to the next challenge. So the challenge, as always, is to win the next game. It's a lot different from academy football, where you get a regular games programme, but this means something to the players. It's got a status attached to it, it's got consequence attached to it. And I think whilst they're being stretched, you're seeing the best of some of them. I thought some of our play and some of our individual performances were top draw. Our challenge for them is to harness all of those elements into a 90-minute performance. When we do that, I think we will really say that our development and our teaching is having a real effect.